and in the 21st century, in this dizzying age of technology and innovation, so much of the prosperity that we seek. So many of the jobs that we create. So much of the opportunity that's available for the next generation depends on our digital economy. It depends on our ability to search and connect and shop and do. Business and create and discover and learn online, in cyberspace. And as we've all been reminded over the past year, including the hack of Sony. This extraordinary interconnection creates enormous opportunities. But also creates enormous vulnerabilities for us as a nation and for our economy, and for individual families. So this week, I'm laying out some new proposals on how we can keep seizing the possibilities of an information age. While protecting the security and prosperity and values that we all cherish. Today, I'm focusing on how we can better protect American consumers from identity theft and ensure our privacy, including for our children at school. And then tomorrow, at the Department of Homeland Security. I'll focus on how we can work with the private sector to better defend ourselves against cyber attacks. And on Wednesday, in Iowa, I'll talk about how we can give families and communities faster, cheaper access to broadband so they can succeed in the digital economy. But I wanted to start here, at the FTC, because every day you take the lead in making sure that Americans their hard-earned money and their privacy are protected, especially when they go online. And these days, that's pretty much for everything, managing our bank accounts, paying our bills. handling everything from medical records to movie tickets, controlling our home's smart houses, from smartphones. Secret Service does not let me do that. But I know other people do. And with these benefits come risks. Major companies get hacked. America's personal information, including financial information, gets stolen. And the problem is growing, and it costs us billions of dollars. In one survey, 9 out of 10 Americans say they feel like they've lost control of their personal information. In recent breaches, more than 100 million Americans have had their personal data compromised. Like credit card information. When these cybercriminals start racking up charges on your card, it can destroy your credit rating. It can turn your life upside down. It may take you months to get your finances back in order. So this is a direct threat to the economic security of American families, and we've got to stop it. If we're going to be connected, then we need to be protected. As Americans, we shouldn't have to forfeit our basic privacy when we go online to do our business. And that's why, since I took office, we've been working with the private sector to strengthen our cyber defenses. A few months ago, we launched our BiSecure initiative. The federal government and companies across the country are moving to stronger chip and PIN technology for credit cards. So today I'm announcing new steps to protect the identities and privacy of the American people. Let me list them for you. First, we're introducing new legislation to create a single Strong national standards so Americans know when their information has been stolen or misused. Right now, almost every state has a different law on this, and it's confusing for consumers and it's confusing for companies and it's costly, too, to have to comply to this patchwork of laws. Sometimes, folks don't even find out their credit card information has been stolen until they see charges on their bill, and then it's too late. So under the new standard that we're proposing, companies would have to notify consumers of a breach within 30 days. In addition, we're proposing to close loopholes in the law so we can go after more criminals who steal and sell the identities of Americans even when they do it overseas. Second, I'm pleased that more banks, credit card issuers and lenders are stepping up and equipping Americans. With another weapon against identity theft, and that's access to their credit scores, free of charge. This includes JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, USAA, State Employees Credit Union. Ally Financial. Some of them are here today. I want to thank them for their participation. This means that a majority of American adults will have free access to their credit score. Which is like an early warning system telling you that you've been hit by fraud so you can deal with it fast. And we're encouraging more companies to join this effort every day. Third, we're going to be introducing new legislation - a Consumer Privacy Bill of Rights. Working with many of you - from the private sector and advocacy groups, we've identified some Basic principles to both protect personal privacy and ensure that industry can keep innovating. For example, we believe that consumers have the right to decide what personal data companies collect. From them and how companies use that data, that information, the right to know that you're personal. Information collected for one purpose can't then be misused by a company for a different purpose. The right to have your information stored securely by companies that are accountable for its use. We believe that there ought to be some basic baseline protections across industries. So we're going to be introducing this legislation by the end of next month. And I hope Congress joins us to make the Consumer Privacy Bill of Rights the law of the land. And finally, we're taking a series of actions to protect the personal information and privacy of our children. Those of us with kids know how hard this can be. Whether they are texting or tweeting, or on Facebook, or Instagram, or Vine. Our children are meeting up and they are growing up in cyberspace. It is all pervasive. And here at the FTC, you pushed back on companies and apps that collect information on our kids without permission. And Michelle and I are like parents everywhere we want to. Make sure that our children are being smart and safe online. That's a responsibility of ours as parents. But we need partners. And we need a structure that ensures that information is not being gathered without us as parents or the kids knowing it. We want our kids' privacy protected wherever they sign in or log on, including at school. Now, the good news is we've got new educational technologies that are transforming how our children learn. You've got innovative websites and apps and tablets, digital textbooks, and tutors. Students are getting lessons tailored to their unique learning needs. We want to encourage that information. And it also facilitates teachers and parents tracking student progress and grades in real time. And all this is part of what our Connected initiative is about. Connecting 99% of American students to high-speed internet so that we're empowering students. Teachers and parents, and giving them access to worlds they may never have had access to before. But we've already seen some instances where some companies use educational technologies. To collect student data for commercial purposes, like targeted advertising. And parents have a legitimate concern about those kinds of practices. So, today, we're proposing the Student Digital Privacy Act. That's pretty straightforward. We're saying that data collected on students in the classroom should only be used for educational purposes to teach our children, not to market to our children. We want to prevent companies from selling student data to third parties for purposes other than education. We want to prevent any kind of profiling that outs certain students at a disadvantage as they go through school. And we believe that this won't just give parents more peace of mind. We're confident that it will make sure the tools we use in the classroom will actually support the breakthrough research and innovations that we need to keep unlocking new educational technologies. Now, we didn't have to completely reinvent the wheel on this proposal. Many states have proposed similar legislation. California just passed a landmark law. And I hope Congress joins us in this national movement to protect the privacy of our children. We won't wait for legislation, though. The Department of Education is going to offer new tools to help schools. And teachers work with tech companies to protect the privacy of students. As of today, 75 companies across the country have signed on to a student privacy pledge. And among other things, they're committing not to sell student information. Or use educational technologies to engage in targeted advertising to students. Some of those companies are here today. We want to thank you for your leadership. I want to encourage every company that provides these technologies to our schools to join. This effort. It's the right thing to do. And if you don't join this effort, then we intend to make sure that those schools and those parents know you haven't joined this effort. So, this mission, protecting our information and privacy in the information age. This should not be a partisan issue. This should be something that unites all of us as Americans. It's one of those new challenges in our modern society that crosses the old divides, transcends politics, transcends ideology. Liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican, everybody is online. and everybody understands the risks and vulnerabilities as well as opportunities that are presented by this new world.